It's a sketch mega mix. It's a sketch mega mix. Ooh, sketch mega mix. Hello. Welcome to Anglo Albion TV, the brand new TV station that dares to say the things the traditional old-fashioned MSM media won't. Like bum. Bum. I said it again, because that's what Anglo Albion TV is about. We're not afraid of being shocking. Oh no, not like the BBC. You wouldn't get someone saying bum on the BBC. That's because they're the old, tired establishment MSM media. We're new. We're different. We're unfiltered. Willie. There. I said something shocking again. I said Willie. Oh yes, I did. Willie. Ha. Pooh. Pooh Bum Willie. Pooh Bum Willie. Now, if you snowflakes can't handle me saying Pooh Bum Willie, then you know what? I don't care. I don't. Your so-called safe spaces aren't available here on Anglo Albion TV. This is a safe space for people who don't believe in safe spaces. It's a safe space where I'm allowed to say Pooh Bum Willie, and no liberal, elite, tofu-wearing lefting lawyer can stop me. Flaps! Ha! Yeah, you didn't expect that, did you? Me, a man in a suit saying flaps! Right here on your television. Well, get used to it, mate, because Anglo Albion TV doesn't care about what your so-called feelings expect. And we're going to say flaps. Oh yeah, we're going to say flaps. For too long, no one in the MSN media has said flaps, and that's why we're here, to shake things up, to say flaps, and fart. Flaps and fart. And wee-wee. You think it's going to stop, don't you? You think that I'm going to stop saying Pooh Bum Willie and flaps and fart and wee-wee? Well, it's not. I'm not. That's the whole ethos of Anglo Albion TV. Saying flaps and fart and Pooh Bum Willie over and over again. That's what we do. That's all we do. We'll say wee-wee and flaps all day long. We'll say Pooh Bum Willie and farts all night long. Now, I know what the right-on Islington-eating woke lovers will say. I know exactly what they'll say. They'll say we shouldn't say Pooh Bum Willie and fart. We shouldn't say flaps. Because it might offend someone. It might offend someone. Well, you know what I say to them? You know what I say to anyone who is offended? I say fannies. Fannies and bums to anyone who is offended. And farts and flaps and wee-wees to anyone who is offended. We're Anglo Albion TV and we're completely bumming here to stay. And now, over to Kevin for the weather. Big hairy balls. It's a sketch mega mix. It's a sketch mega mix. Oh, hello. I'm Christian Bale. I'm preparing for a new role as a bearded, slightly overweight, middle-aged man from the south of England. So to make myself ready, I've decided to spend some time living the life of a bearded, slightly overweight, middle-aged man from the south of England. As you can see, I've grown the beard and I've actually put on a little weight. Now, I guess that many of you, the people watching this, won't believe that I am Christian Bale, the actor, which on the one hand is disappointing because it means that this video won't get shared very much and not many people will be able to experience this insight into how I prepare for a role. But, on the other hand, it is actually quite flattering if you believe that I'm not Christian Bale, but that I am this character of the bearded, slightly overweight, middle-aged man. That's the goal of any actor, to make you forget that you are watching the performer and believe that you are watching the character. Now, what I think is most surprising to people is that when, as an actor, you really understand the role, you really get under the skin of a character, then your appearance almost seems to change. I mean, obviously it doesn't, it's not magic, but for example, if you think of DiCaprio in Killers of a Flower Moon and in Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, those two characters appear to look physically quite different. Now that's testament to Leo's skill and his commitment as an actor. So, if you are looking at me now and going, well, that doesn't look like Christian Bale, thank you very much. That means I'm doing my job correctly, and my performance is now quite convincing, which is just great news. The film itself, well, that's interesting. It's a bit of a departure from my big movies like Batman and American Psycho. It's actually just a very, very short film. It's made very quickly and cheaply using just an iPhone. My character, the only person in the film, and he's, well, he's this guy, this character. And what he's doing is that he's making a film in which he pretends to be the actor Christian Bale, preparing for a new role as a bearded, slightly overweight, middle-aged man from the south of England. I must say, I was immediately drawn to the challenge of playing someone who was pretending to be me, Christian Bale. I really don't know if I'd be able to convince as someone who very much isn't me, but who is pretending to be me. So hopefully this preparation will help do just that. However, I must confess, whilst I find the script intriguing and the character to be a challenge, I'm afraid the film is not perfect. It is too short, and the more you think about it, the more you realise it's probably not as clever as it likes to think it is. But the main problem is that it just ends abruptly without any sort of resolution. How to cook bœuf bourguignon. Although bœuf is French for pork and bourguignon is French for out-of-town bowling alley and entertainment complex, the traditional French dish of bœuf bourguignon is actually a hearty beef stew. Like a lot of French meals, preparing it can be a complex and difficult task. Many cooks who attempt to make the dish without adequate preparation end up severing a limb or developing smallpox. These instructions, followed carefully, will provide a safe and efficient method for chefs of all levels to successfully cook this delicious French classic. 1. Obtain a cow. Despite most people no longer living in the Old West, cattle rustling is still largely frowned upon, so you will need to pay a visit to your local cow shop. Cows, Cows, Cows and Marty's Cow Emporium are both reputable cow retail franchises that have branches in many larger towns and cities, or you may want to support your local independent cow shop. Purchase any cow that is at least 4 foot high and has basic language skills. 2. Prepare the meat. The cow must now die. The most reliable way to kill a cow, and the method recommended by many professional butchers, is to fire a cannon at it. Winchester cannons are considered the best, but any 10-gauge cannon will be suitable. Simply place the cow at one end of the room, the cannon at the other end, and fire. When the beast is dead, scrape up all the bits of cow flesh, skin, bone and offal from the ground and walls and set it to one side. 3. Prepare the vegetables. You will need carrots and onions. First, you should till the land, turning over the soil with good quality compost until it is well mixed. Sow the carrot and onion seeds. Offer sacrifice to the great Lord Beelzebub, beseeching him to cast his terrible blessing on your ghastly endeavour. Wait for several months until the vegetables are fully grown and then harvest, wash and finally chop them. 4. Marinate the meat. Place the meat in a large pot along with some wine. Chateau Goulupé 1979 will give best results. Add 1/4 of a bay leaf, a single particle of black pepper, some good quality heroin, 9 pebbles, some hair, a stiff breeze and a general sense of well-being and contentment. Place the pot in a cool place overnight to marinade. 5. Cook the vegetables. For a truly authentic bœuf bourguignon, the vegetables should be cooked in the traditional French manner. Gather the finely chopped carrots and onions together, place them in a large, heavy metal pan with some butter and a little oil, and then set fire to your house. The fumes from your burning possessions will infuse the cooking vegetables with a delicate and melancholy flavour. 6. Cook the stew. Add the cooked vegetables to the marinated bits of cow, along with some red wine that has been filtered through the digestive tract of a beautiful man. Cover and leave in the sun for several days until tender and warm. Finally, serve. Serve the bœuf bourguignon in large rustic bowls with a pound of butter on top to melt into the stew as it's eaten. Accompany with some cigarettes and a jaunty beret and eat immediately. Ooh, sketch mega mix. Hello, I'm Harrison Ford, the actor. I'd like to talk to you about mince. This is some mince. Mince is either lamb or beef that has been ground up into very small parts and when cooked is really quite delicious. When raw, it is best avoided as it can give you diseases. I was filming my 1981 hit movie Raiders of the Lost Ark when my glamorous co-star Karen Allen made me a dinner of mince and onions. I was hooked immediately. The onions were a little overcooked for my taste, but the mincemeat itself was very nice. Oh, I must pause at this moment to be clear that mince is not to be confused with mincemeat. Mincemeat is actually a sweet mixture of nuts and dried fruits used in British Christmas recipes. When used as a substitute for mince in recipes that call for mince, the results are disappointing. The etymology of mince and mincemeat is similar, but that's a topic for a different video. I have written 2 cookbooks about mince, Harrison Ford's Mince and More of Harrison Ford's Mince. This is not one of my cookbooks, but it is a cookbook. My cookbooks are similar to this, but contains recipes that have mince in rather than recipes for Italian food. They also have different names and titles. Although some of the recipes in this book contain mince, I take no credit for them. I encourage everyone to eat mince, and whenever I'm making one of my hit films, most recently Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny, I try at least once during the shoot to cook mince for the entire cast and crew. I try to make it a bit of an event. I call it Harrison Ford's Mince Dinner, and not only does everyone eat the mince that I've prepared for them, I give a brief lecture about mince that is quite similar to this video. I then lead everyone in a discussion about mince. People often ask me, Harrison Ford, what's your favourite mince meal? I always say, that's an interesting question. Thanks for asking. I then go on to explain that there are many very good mince recipes. Shepherd's pie, cottage pie, chili con carne, burgers, ragu, spaghetti bolognese, lasagna, kofta kebabs, sloppy joes, meatloaf, hot pot, meatballs, moussaka, baborti, beef tacos, Cornish pasties, mince pie, cannelloni, burritos. All of these are favourites of all mince enthusiasts like myself. But my favourite mince dish? It's just mince. Mince on its own, cooked correctly, is always a delicious treat. I think that's an interesting point to bring this video to an end. So in conclusion, I'm Harrison Ford. I like mince. I encourage you to try mince because you might like it as much as I do. Thank you. It's 11 o'clock. The rain beats against the office window. I light a cigarette, I pour a whiskey. Why not? It'd have been that kind of day. Central operating system was debugged and stable. That was damn good computer programming work. But do I get thanks? Do I get gratitude? No, I damn well don't. I get my ass chewed out by the chief because I missed a project meeting. Man, screw that goddamn project meetings. They're bullshit. Bunch of suits talking about how project milestone target timelines are aligning with some crazy ass shit. I'm a computer programmer. I may not play by their rules, but damn it, I get shit done. That's the job, right there. A man, a screen, a keyboard. Nowadays, though, it's all politics. You gotta go to the right meetings. You gotta kiss the right asses. Not me, man. Not Jack Renegade. I don't kiss ass. Donald Henderson, 4th floor, project oversight. It's where all this started. Wanted me to fix his printer. Fix your own damn printer, I told him. Aren't you in IT? He asks. He's playing innocent. I push him up against the wall. I'm a computer programmer, damn it. I'm not here to babysit your stupid ass because you can't figure out how to hard reboot a printer. Bastard's been trying to take me down since then. So I miss a project meeting, I don't get change request approval, Henderson's up my ass. He was waiting for me with a couple of his buddies in the car lot last night. You think you're hot shit, don't you, Renegade? You fix a couple of corrupt registry errors and you go home and get laid because you're Jack Renegade and you got shit done. His buddies crack up. Yeah, I get shit done because there's serious shit that needs to get done. Blue screen crashes, assembly failures, drop network connections, but you wouldn't know that because you've had your fat ass stuck behind a desk for so long, you've forgotten what real programming's about. He's got nothing. He walks. One of his buddies shoulders me. I laugh it off. The worst of it, very worst of it, Henderson used to be a programmer. A good one. We worked on the accounts job together. Kid had talent. Then he got on the fast track, the project oversight, and he changed. Turned against his own. Became a supe, a bureaucrat, a pencil-neck stiff who only gives a damn about timelines, work items, and peer-review process bullshit. Well, Donald, I got a surprise for you. Because while you were out kissing ass at Daniel's retirement party, I installed a monitor program on your hard drive. Change controls without two-step approval, untested minor releases, incomplete process documentation. You're a hypocrite, Henderson, and you're going down. I'm taking this to the press. The company intranet. No time to cover it up. Best case, he gets his ass busted down to ID support operative. Worst case, he's updating his resume. Mess with the wrong guy, Henderson, because I'm Jack Renegade, computer programmer. It's a sketch mega mix. It's a sketch mega mix. Sketch mega mix.